Not started great today.
This should have been a relatively easy job.
Done it again, Anna. As long as I get that farm, much easier. It's Monday morning and I need to tell you how stressful my weekend's been, because being on this diet now for what seems like a lifetime, and I'm running at about 1700 calories, which is like really hard because you spend most of your time starving all day. So plan cheat meals every 2 weeks. Yeah, so what I planned 2 weeks ago is, once I get through my 2 weeks, I'm going to have a Five Guys. Oh, can't wait. I'm going to get large chips, Cajun fries, peanut butter milkshake, triple patty burger, gherkin, tomatoes, grilled onions, tomato sauce. Oh, just couldn't wait for it. Didn't eat much on the Friday because obviously concrete were getting poured and I was stressed out my nut. So I gets obviously all the kids sorted out, gets in bed, put to bed. So it's knocking on 7:30 at this point, bearing in mind I've had one meal that day, cream of rice, and that's it. So I goes to order my food and I was going to go collect it, and then our lass says to me, oh, you can order it and deliver it. I didn't want to, I wanted to go collect it, just part of the experience of cheating, do you know what I mean? Cheating the meal. So anyway, long short is that she says, no worries, I'll order it. So I put the order through on my phone, yeah, obviously live fries and all that lot, and then goes downstairs. I'm working on phone to setting out engineer, just planning for Monday. She texts me saying order's not gone through. There were half an hour past. I'm thinking I'm starving at this point, I'm going to turn this house upside down. So I goes upstairs, she says, oh no, sorry, it has ordered, but they forgot your fries, they haven't put your fries on order. Oh, like, I was ravenous at that point. So it turns out that the fries were on the order. Yeah, and then the food came about 40 minutes later. So by this point, I would have literally shat in my hands and gobbled it. I was that hungry. And it came and it was absolutely clap cold. So my 2 week cheat meal was such a traumatic experience. I'm not looking forward to the next one. Yeah. Hey, whoa. We're on buy to let. And been a bit of a rush morning really. Drainage situation was just a nightmare. So what I've had to do is track back up the existing line to find the fall, because the pipe that I discovered that came into the 8-inch was actually sat level, so the water wasn't falling right. Obviously with the momentum of the water it would have flowed into the drain, but as soon as I set my manhole into it, the outlet of the manhole was set higher, so then when I put my run in, it sloped uphill, and then the pipe coming into it wouldn't have worked. So I had to track back even further, but I'd already dug out the bloody massive hole in front of the garden, so it was an hand job. An hand dig is what I meant to say. So that's in, pea gravelled, and then just as I were about to stop and put my Uncle Ben's in microwave, grab truck turns up, drive's not even dug out, so it's just been an absolute mad rush to get that bloody driveway dug out, but it's done, do you know what I mean? So, Uncle Ben's. And the chicken. Oh, the chicken. Look at that, eh? I'm Luke, I'm 5 and my dad's Bruce Lee. Drives me round in his JCB. Oh, it's a Volvo. Song don't work when it's a Volvo, does it? So, as you can see, the carnage has stopped. But someone didn't order enough stone. And it wasn't me this time. So, once I've finished putting all this base layer of stone in, I've got to go tile the bathroom, which is upstairs, and I'll show you around upstairs. How about that? We're an all here this morning. Look at that, eh? Needs cleaning out at the bottom. Broke my heart, that. Absolutely broke my heart. That was supposed to be a couple of hours work, turned into 2 bloody days. Let's go and have a look and see what the team's been up to. Kitchened, almost. Navy blue, wood tops. It's in it. I don't know, I do like it. I like it. It looks smart, it looks tidy, it looks fresh, you know what I mean? Serves purpose. I'm fighting here. Obviously this is all done. Plan was to take this out, but then on reflection I thought, you get a fridge and a freezer in here, or a washer and a dryer and a coat rack, you know what I mean? And it's probably 2 square meters, which adds to square footage at house, you know what I mean? Bit of that. So Stella's not here, Phil's here, but the cellar stays the same. Can't go down there. I'll take you upstairs. Hey! Burst me bloody eardrum. There's a big fat man in there, so you can't go in there. Bathroom. Hey, you can do tester now. Get out, love, I'm having a banger. I'm happy with that. Do you know what we're going to do? We're going to stop there.
The big southern doctor says so.
That means bye to that one. Okay. Get mix on and out. Can stick them on wall. You know what? I had a tiler, but you know what some tilers forget to do, which pisses me right off? Put a slope on your windowsill. Simple, innit? It doesn't even need to be much. A couple of mil. What that means is you've got to actually cut your slope into it. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? 2, 4, 2. Right, so it's 2, 4, 2 at front. So if I do 2, 4, 0 at the back, that's 2 mil, which is ample. I mean, put too much, you don't want your Yankee candle falling off and rolling and bashing you on the head by you after you. It's haunting me, is that 50 mil? So what I was thinking is if I do a little change in direction, you know what I mean? I can get up to there on a full tile. Can you fuck? Because that 50 mil's back again. Happens all the time in construction that you can like build something and it might be at, say, it might be at a square like 10 mil. And that 10 mil will follow you all the way around wherever you are on that job. It's a pissing nightmare. I'm probably going to get myself in trouble with alt wives by saying this, but you know when when fellas like don't communicate with the wives that they're coming home on time, it's like I lose track of time. Basically, what happens is we start tasks too late in the day, and once you start them, you've got to finish them. I.e., tiling. Yeah. So I was very aware that tiling needed finishing. If I'm going to be honest, I could do that tiling at any point, but to keep the project on track, which is the most important thing, is to keep things on track, because as soon as you fall behind on one thing, it has a complete knock-on effect. As we saw with drainage, did we not? Supposed to take a day. It was supposed to take a couple of hours. It didn't. It took all that afternoon. I was late to a meeting, and then had to go back again, which were Monday, wasn't it? So Monday we're fixing the drainage, and then obviously at 5 o'clock I made the executive decision between me and my wife that I were going to work late that night and get that tiling finished Do you know what I mean? So it was a rush on to get the tiling finished. So what really pissed me off is that at no point did the plumber think about the tiling. He just put the bath in wherever he saw fit. Now, if I'd have been on the project when the bath got put in, I'd have had a meeting with him and said, look, these are the tiles. I want you to put the bath to this height, and then that 50 ml piece of piss that we had to mess about with wouldn't have been a problem. So I decided to turn the tiles up, which meant that the offcut fell perfectly onto the windowsill, which were really nice. But then obviously we had a cut at the top. Now the cut at the top were about 180 ml or something like that, which is obviously a lot better than just a small sliver of 50 ml. We looked at different options of putting like a sliver detail all around. But yeah, I think it worked out. It worked out all right. And them tiles aren't normally laid that way. Them you'd normally see like a small profile tile get laid that way, like in a stacks formation. But I think it worked out really well, if I do say so myself. Finished up at 8:30, had to get home to do some office work and get myself ready for just another early start. Like every morning starts up at 4, out at door. Done it again, Anna. Forgot me work trousers. Well, I washed it all, you know what I mean? So I did half a job. So we're back at it today. Obviously both slabs are now cast. So it's a case of strip the formwork, level all that soil, put the ducting in that we need to put in, because we've got fibre optic wire that runs across there, so we're going to duct across for neighbours. Same with power, because they need to be gone like last week and they're pissing around. I've got Northern Power that are pissing around and Open Reach which are pissing around. So priority number one really is to get them down, because I can't put scaffolding up until they're down. So ducting today, level, site tidy up and get organised. Let's crack on. It's tidy up day, get reorganised. So I'm levelling all this soil off. I'm going to pull it all around and dress into that site and then give it all a good whack. And then I'm going to mark out my drainage runs and dig my drainage runs, because drainage is coming this week. So this week is drainage and internal DPC block. Obviously formwork's out now. Get it all tidied, organised. We want fresh, organised, clean site. So, geezer from Scott Frame's been to have a look at the crane situation. So crane's going here, that's where the crane's going, but he just wants to measure it, because everyone seems to need to know what it bloody measures when I've measured it and told them. So they've come out and measured it for the 4th time to ensure that they know where the crane's going, and it's going here, like we said originally in the original plan. So what I need to do now is I need to get this area cleared, drop it down to the soil, put my ducting in for the fibre and the power, and then get all this area squared back up, and then I'm going to turn and tackle that area and level that out. So it's pretty much get the ducting in and get it sorted and levelled. Stay tuned. Gently grab it with your fingers. Come on, fly. Initially, when I bought the site, I was always very nervous about access. Access is a major issue on the site because it's so cramped and small, and it's the saving grace is that the road that runs up parallel to the site is a very quiet road. You know, it's a dead end. Well, it's not. Technically, it's not a dead end. You can get through, but it's listed as a dead end because you go straight through someone's farm to get through to the other side. So the saving grace is the road is quiet. But my concern was always the crane, because to get a crane onto site to be able to have the lifting capacity and the reach, it has to be at least a 40 tonner, which is 8 meters long. And obviously, when you put the outriggers out, which are the arms, you're taking up a lot of space. So we've got tree root protection to combat with. We've got telegraph poles to combat with. We've got very tight access on the front to combat with. And then we need to be able to create space for the Arctic to pull up and land at the side of the site. Now, initially the site was supposed to be hoarded at the front, and there was supposed to be a site cabin. I made the decision to just cancel all that and save myself, I think it was about $5.5 grand, all in all. Because when you do away with hoarding, you do away with signage, and you do away with time to put it in and everything else, so it equated to about $5.5 grand. Obviously, doing away with site cabin as well, you know, a big saving, which is good for the site, which means that you can reallocate the money and Cemex can just take it off you. So we've had Wi-Fi on site for the best part of 3 weeks. Or is it 2 weeks? 2. And it hasn't been working. So I'm going to put it right up there and see if it works. So you'll get an honest review of Starlink from me. Fucking shit. Yeah, that's my honest review. Don't work. You know what I mean? It started off great, boom, turned it on, plugged it in, oh, brilliant, super speed. And then nothing. Bloody 75 quid a month, you know what I mean? Should be able to connect everything to it. Be able to run a city off that. But yeah, it's been appalling. Good old Starlink. It's like all else, when it's good, it's good. When it's not, it's not. It's when we first got it, set it up, put it on roof at bloody truck. Oh yeah, lovely, worked a treat. You know. But then as time, well, after the second day of moving it just didn't want to work. So we tried everything, and then obviously putting it on site stationary, leaving it on site so that it's just constantly connected were obviously a great decision. But we had major issues with it. Now, the whole point of this temporary office is so that I've got the ability to work on site and jump in van and send an email and manage my other stuff at the same time as being able to get all this done, get on phone, print my stuff off, file my stuff, do my health and safety, and to do all that, I need Wi-Fi. If I ain't got Wi-Fi, I can't do that, and if I can't do that, then effectively I'm just working on tools all day and getting my stuff done on a night, which is near on impossible. As you've seen previously, like working late on site to then get home and do another full day's work. It's difficult, but it's what I'm going to have to do tonight. I'm going to have to go home and piss my evening away onto that laptop. The thing is, right, this road is on. Oh! What is it on? Help it! I have to shorten it a touch. I mean, the first initial thought was that if I get it up past the chimney, it's going to have no interference. There's going to be no way, but it will like try to fucking lift a big massive dildo. It had too much flex in it. blowing it breeze. So when I took it down, it's obviously short on it. It like caught you on head, didn't it?
I'm sweating.
I'm absolutely sweating.
That's much easier. Cheers, Paul. I'll tell you what, this new diet ain't doing me any favours at all. I'm very weak. Minute of 6. Not doing me any favours with these late finishes, am I? Didn't finish that bloody bathroom. So what time did we leave site yesterday? 8:30? Knocking years off my life. As long as I get that farm before I croak it, I'm sound, and then the kids can be happy on farm, can't they? Everyone's going to say, oh, you shouldn't say that, they'd rather have you.
The whole purpose of my time at work and what I do and the social media and what this whole bloody YouTube journey is about is it's to get towards building that that family dream homestead. Now, I grew up watching Grand Designs and I was always absolutely amazed at it, and I always wanted to build my own house. Like, that's my goal. Some people have got goals of owning Ferraris and Lamborghinis and nice watches and nice clothes and going on loads of holidays and boats, and I just want to have no budget and build that dream home, and it'll be like a wonderland. I'm talking like farm buildings full of toys. I'm talking like big boys toys like diggers and motorbikes and quads and go-kart tracks and bloody water slides that go down and jump off into a lake, and, you know, cinema rooms and man caves and all that jazz. Subterranean is what I'm thinking. So yeah, that's the ultimate goal, is to be able to build without a budget for my family.
So today is Wednesday, and I've remembered my jeans today. They're a bit tight though. Do you know when they're fresh out of washer, dried on radiator, and they're like cardboard and you can't move them. So today's Wednesday. Today is 6-inch block DPC day and tidy up site day. We've got 2 runs of conduit to put in, water, power on this side. That's the conduit done. Drainage isn't coming till Friday, although I asked for it to be dropped today. It's not coming Friday because they've got to order it in. So today's going to be about getting the DPC up to both, up to height for the block work. The bricks are on order, they should be with us in 2 weeks, so we've made loads of space now. So I'm going to stack the back of the site out first before scaffolding goes up when they come, and then as soon as scaffolding comes up, the second load can come and we'll stack along front. And I was going to put some on plot 1 on garage base because that garage isn't getting built till that house is up. Thinking leave that space until the house and the brickwork is all finished, and then put that garage in last, because then I can get round with all big machines if I need to get round and stuff. So black coffee, not a naughty, I'm allowed 1 cup of tea, diet's going well. So black coffee, get going, and then when big dosser arrives I can have me mud and I'll catch up. So I'm gonna get the machine out, have up round the foot wagon and get in. Oh, look at that air. It's falling out, look. Falling out, eh? Stay in school, kids. Don't do construction, it's stressful. I'm gonna let that warm up.
basically the DPM that I'm putting in is to go under the block, up the back and on top. So what I'm doing is I'm just going to use the blackjack to stick it down so it's not blowing all over. Now, architect wanted the full slab membraning up, but I says no chance because it'll just start getting ripped, knackered. So we're putting a sheet down, and then when we come to insulate, there'll be a membrane that goes over the top of that and binding onto that. Insulation in, membrane over the top of insulation, and then onto DPC. Yeah, I bought it and I was like, for this one particular job, I can't remember what it was for. And I thought I'll never use that ever again. And this would have been, it would have been ideal for me. Yep. And you just run your hand there. It's stuck well. Yep. And that's that, mate. I'd love a brew right now, but I've had me one at day. You know what I mean? Who starts digging drainage at 5 o'clock? Who? Me. That's who. So, manhole, trench, as you can see, drainage, pipe going that way. I'm going to get this in. I want to get that pile leveled so all this front is all squared away. Oh, 8:30. Is it 8:30? It's 8:30. These late working late nights are not sustainable, really, are they? Do you know what I mean? They're just not sustainable. I just miss my family so much. And when I set out on this, I sat Liv down and I says, look, love, like these next 8 months are going to be grueling. They're going to be absolutely grueling, and this is a team effort, an absolute team effort on all angles to make this work and make this happen. And she's doing amazing. She's doing absolutely amazing. But yeah, difficult day today. From all angles, different business issues coming onto me. So just to give you a bit of an insight into other news, done a renovation back end of last year through into early next year. It's been on market all year. Got a buyer for it. Buyer's ready to buy it. We portioned off some of the land at the back and sold it to the neighbour at the back. The garden's bloody, it's massive. It's really long. And portioned some of it off. I was going to sell it to her, and obviously got to split the titles to make that happen. And it's just been an absolute piss in the wind festival. Like, the solicitor's been absolute dog shite who's dealing with it. Really poor communication. Just dragging his ass with it. So I've had to deal with that today and get that sorted. So that's hopefully moving. I'll touch base with him tomorrow. And then just other issues flying in from all angles from the other businesses. But when I came back onto YouTube, I wanted people to have a real true insight into what's going on and what my life's like and how it all works. And, you know, because you see these people who do the podcast and like these wealthy people that are successful, and they talk about this business failed and that business failed and that business failed and all these problems that they had, but they're coming at it from they're already made. They're made now. Yeah, they've gone through all shit and they've got stories to tell, but they're already made. Whereas I'm in that stage, like I'm in that shit stage where it's just like everything's against you and nothing's working and money's tight and it's just like a constant uphill battle. And I wanted it to be real, and that's what it is. And these next 3 months are going to test me. They're going to test me so bad. They're going to be the hardest months I've ever had in my working career. I know they are. But I'm prepared for it. I'm prepared for it, and I'm confident. And that's the difference, really. So if you stay tuned, I'll keep you informed of all the ups and downs that go on.
Rolling on a river. Look at that there. Look at that mock there. Little makeshift bowl, you know what I mean? Oh, come on, I think I've got it right. It might be the... See, trick with cream of rice is you've got to get it right, and if you don't mix it right, oh, it's horrible stuff. I think I've done it. So today's something a little bit different. We're over on one of the client projects just to give an helping hand on the decking, because it's almost coming to a completed finish line. Worktops are going in today and we're ripping the decking out. The joists and timbers were en route, but they got delivered to the wrong side. Driver made a boo-boo. Delivered them, dropped them off, signed for them. Don't know who signed for them because we weren't there. So he's on his way back over here. We'll give him a word when he gets here. So I'm going to have my breakfast and then we'll get cracked on with the rip out. Cue the time lapse.
So it's Friday and we've got a lunatic on site with a trowel, which is great news because it means that I can and get myself organised, because I've got to get prepped for the surveyor that's coming Monday. So it's my first drawdown meeting. So today's about drainage, today's about DPC, today's about having fun and lots of tea.
Today's also about windows, specifically passive ones. In comes Andy from Intonom, the window man.
Oh, brilliant.
And Ian,
Windows.
the architect.
It's nothing too exciting.
I love a sample. There we go. So these are the beauties.
Make it difficult for you.
I know, yeah. Yeah, look at that. Got hot gubbins that goes into that.
Oh yeah, they're properly engineered.
Look at that. Is this?
Swiss spacer. So that is a insulative spacer bar. So back in the days of old, you just used to have an aluminium spacer bar, and of course, aluminium being aluminium, your heat just travels
bridge,
across the glass unit. So you're basically eliminating thermal bridging from it as much as you can.
That looks like a side section of a brain.
Yeah. I mean, the amount of chambers you get, and all of our profile is designed and extruded by us in-house. So we are very much in control of how it's done. Vast majority of window companies will buy UPVC profile from the big manufacturers in Turkey and in China. Yeah, we're not interested in that.
Yeah.
35% recycled content, so it's better for the environment, even though it's UPVC, which comes, from crude oil out of the ground. So yeah, in terms of sustainability, in terms of performance, per pound, it's probably the best window in the world.
Yeah.
There's my sales pitch done.
That's well rehearsed, is that, isn't it?
I was at the factories week before last. Take a load of clients over every year. So the 25 I was over in the factories, and you get a load of architects and passive house designers who are, really into timber. They won't ever consider UPVC. Take them around the UPVC plant, and we're making, 600,000 windows a year in that plant. And they come out and they go, oh yeah, what? It's 30% cheaper than the timber, and it performs better.
Yeah.
And it's got all the recycled content, and it's got all the eco credentials. Yeah. Why are we not doing more of this?
Yeah. Obviously, the build up towards the drawdown has been a very stressful experience for me, because it's the point where you get replenished, and I need replenishing. So today's an action day. We've got the man himself on site, and we'll go meet him and have a catch up with him soon with a brew.
Yeah, how did I come across Phil? Social media. We just connected. We literally just connected, and I think the reason why we connected is because we're just grafters. We love the absolute graff, like the dog dirty graff, like, you know what I mean? Look, and there's not many of us out there like me and Phil, where we will literally put every hour under the sun possible into a job. I remember watching these videos from a few years ago where he's getting up. He was getting up at like 1:30, I think he was, to go back to do some forming concrete, polishing it up at stupid o'clock in the morning. Now that's the kind of person I like, and I think that's how me and Phil get on so well, basically, is because, you know, it's just dog mentality, and stuff it's all about. So, yeah, absolute diamond of a man, and the reason why I'm here today and dropped everything that I've had on my plans is because he's a type of person that I would do that for. There's not many people in the world that would, but yeah, dropped all my plans last minute and come up and going to hurt me back today. Yeah, so basically what we're doing here today now is we're getting the course of blocks ready for the sole plate to go on, which this whole timber frame building, which is going to be coming here, is going to be sat on, basically. So it's very important with what we're doing today. Even though there is engineering pins set out, etc., we have to double check everything, because this stage of a build is critical, because if this is wrong, every single thing that's coming off this and going up is going to be wrong as well. So it's important that the levels are correct, it's all square, it's all correct to the correct dimensions, etc., because like I said, everything is following suit off what I'm doing here today. Look, so, well, obviously everything that's been going on here, not just what I'm doing here today, every single thing that Phil's been doing in the build up with the slab, the preparation, everything has got to be till a millimetre, because if they come out once it's built and it's not the right size, they'll make you bring it down again. So that's how important it is to make sure this stage is done critically correctly.
You're going to be returning brickwork into the frame. The other thing you can do is run a line down the edge of your aluminium, between your aluminium and your brickwork, because what you don't want is your brickwork against your aluminium. Right? You want a little gap there, but that will give you a passive house seal against your brickwork.
And have they equated for that in there?
Probably not is the answer, because
Right.
that's going to have to go in when the brickwork goes in.
Right, okay.
So as your brickwork goes up, they're going to have to tape those seals and then brickwork up
Right,
at the
okay,
outside.
so I'll need some rolls of that then, won't I?
Yeah, I mean, you don't have to use that for that, is the truth. You can use normal contraband, 25 mil contraband, which is cheap as chips.
Right.
But that would be my recommendation.
Mm.
And then what you haven't got then is a cold bridge from the brickwork to the aluminium.
Yeah.
Right.
Lot to think about with passing.
Oh,
innit?
yeah.
Whoa.
The details just to go through and get right.
That's why you bring the experts in, right?
That's it, yeah.
Fingerprint reader in the handle, all that stuff. We're doing that on yours?
Can I have one of them?
Yeah, if you want.
You said it's just so like blasé, like it's not going to cost me more money. Just
We
chuck it
can
in.
throw it in.
Just
We
chuck
can
it
throw
in.
it in, mate. Do you know what I mean?
Yes.
I'm not here to just rinse you for more money, mate.
That's brilliant. Boop, in you come.
They are really good as well.
What happens if you lose your thumb?
Well, you can code 99 fingers, so you could do, both of your hands, both of the wife hands, all the kids' hands. Do you know what I mean? As long as you've got a backup, you're all right.
You know what I mean? Thumb reader. Hey up, love. I'm locked out. I've lost my thumb at work today.
Can I have your thumb?
Yeah.
I mean, it's got a keyhole as well, right?
Oh, well, there you go.
But
Like
yeah,
that.
electric locking, electric unlocking, right?
Mm.
So you pull the door closed, it does up all the locks for you. All it needs is a 240 volt supply.
Mm.
It's got a 24 volt transformer with it.
Right. So
Just needs
I
wiring in.
need to mention that to Sparky. I like that. So, what I need to do now is I need to get ready for the loading pad for where the Arctic's going to park. So, obviously with this being such a tight, narrow site, the plan is we've got overhead cables to navigate through, we've got that telegraph pole to navigate through, we've got a crane to go up, because both plots are going to get built at the same time. We need lay down space. Obviously farmers lent his field for us for a couple of hours. So this is basically where the Arctic wagon's going to pull up, and what I'm going to do is create a level platform for him to get in. Obviously I've got to contend that the scaffold's going to be there as well, so we're going to take this pad out to where pole is, and create a ramp so that he's going to get onto it. Cue the time lapse.
The pressure is on. The decisions that need making to make sure that that decision can get made. So once that decision is made, then I can decide to make that decision, and all the decisions can be decided. So it's at this point my brain is absolutely exploding with information, but there's no stopping. Now, everything up to this point has been in preparation for the timber frames, and now that the windows have been decided, it's important that I get ready so that there's some buildings for them windows to go in. All in preparation to get watertight before Christmas. Now, it were a massive help Ash coming out to help us on the DPC, and I can't thank him enough. But he did have to shoot off early, which meant I had to stay on site till around about 8:30 to get it up to sole plate height, in preparation for Monday's drawdown meeting, and ready for the sole plate installation.
Oh, what a week. What a week. What a bloody day. Eh? What about today? Chuffing hell. Meetings with architects, meeting with window suppliers, choices and changes being made within that meeting that then need relaying to the timber frame guys, conversations with the technical engineer, conversations with the design engineer, conversations with the crane team about lift plans and lift crane locations and crane pads, and oh god, conversation chasing solicitors for sales on some other stuff. I've had bloody brokers ringing me trying to get answers. I've had investors ringing me trying to get answers. I've had clients ringing me trying to get answers. Oh, I didn't even have time to even talk to Ash today. I mean, what a Ash Mahoney. I'm one of them, son. Hey, give yourself one of them. Go on. Pat on back, son. That's for you. One of them. Oh, yes. Good long arm on. What a guy. Drives up to Brummie. Drives from Brummie up to Leeds on 12 hours notice to jump in and get the DPC run round. He had to shoot off early, got some stuff going on, and then it was just left for me to finish plot 1, set out and run round plot 1. Not too bad though, I did it in 3 hours, you know what I mean? Set it all out and bloody bish bash bosh in dark, you know what I mean? But we'll see when they come to put sole plates on, just how bob on it all is. So next week is gonna be a mental week, and what I wanted to talk to you about in the next episode, if you stay tuned, is the drawdown process. So I've got, I think his name's Andrew, coming on Monday, and that's the surveyor. And for anybody that hasn't used developer finance or is thinking about using developer finance, this episode is going to be for you. So we're going to talk in depth about the whole process of how development finance works, and talk about the process of it all, and obviously meet with Andrew, hopefully get some footage with him, get the drainage finished, get all the landing pads in for the scaffolding, get the site looking absolute peach, tidied up, organised, washed down, fences all straight, organised, stacked, clean, tidy. Oh, that's what I've been waiting for, that organised, clean site, because obviously when you're setting the site up, it's just a bomb site until you actually set up. So stay tuned for next episode. Hope you've enjoyed this one. All best. Bye for now. You know what that deserves? One of them. I see it for you. Ash Mahoney, the legend, the myth, the man. That's the backwards, that, and it's the man, the myth, the legend. I met Ash when I did some On the Tools podcast thing, or whatever it is, on the Tools Live. I hosted one of these lives, and I met him I brought him on as a guest, met him through social media. And Ash is one of them geezers where you meet him and he's exactly what you think he's going to be, and he's just a top lad. And he actually asked to build this site out, and I said to him, not a problem, get a quote in, but the reality of living in Birmingham when there's a development going on in Leeds and I need to meet my time frames and my budgets and everything else just didn't align. And
you know, we will do something in future, me and Ash, but this one's just not going to work out. But he did come up to save my ass on the site because I needed to get to DPC because of the drawdown process. So we're just a little bit behind schedule, just rushing around because I've got other stuff going on. But like I say, I can't thank Ash enough. And if you want to go and see a bricklayer at work who absolutely lives and breathes his work, his passion, his brickwork, then I'll tag him up in comments, and you can go and watch him. He puts weekly episodes on of everything that he's got going on. He's got loads going on, and he's just an animal bricklayer who just lashes numbers. So yeah, thanks Ash Mahoney.